Hi everyone, it's me Oksana and you are on my channel Lies Me More. What do I have for you today? Well, I have for you a tutorial for Scrump, for this mini version. We are going to crochet head, bow and hair, and also I'll show you how to assemble all parts together and how to sew the buttons and the mouse of this iconic famous rag doll. What is so special about my version of a Scrump? Well, to begin with, in my pattern, I'm trying to imitate the shape of the head. You see, it's not just round, it's not just circle, it's like egg shape. Two, the bow of this doll is not simply just sewn like on the top or like in front of the hair and the hair is falling and there is a problem of the hair like not standing up. Well, it's fixed in the manner that the hair is actually inside the bow, and this is how the original Lilo's doll looks like. So the hair is under control. Thirdly, I'm going to give you suggestions in the yarn colors and brands to use to get such a result. Or today we will make it in such neon light green color. So I'll talk about the yarn and the hook and the measurements for the buttons. Additionally, the body proportions are also close to the original, whether it's a mini version or it's a big version of this rag doll. If you wish to get a written pattern for big Scrump or mini one, you can benefit 20% discount with the promo code SCRUMP20. SCRUMP20. It's a code that you can type in my Etsy store and get this pattern or this one with 20% discount. Or you can simply follow the free tutorial on how to make the head exactly like you see, and you can use it already by itself as a cute keychain or a bag charm on its own. Before we begin, we need to talk about the yarn I suggest and the hooks and other accessories you will need for making this Scrump's head. The yarn I used for this project is called Alize Cotton Gold, and it's 55% cotton and 45% acrylic. It's one of my favorite yarn brands. Well, I also love yarn art jeans. Unfortunately, I ran out of it. So I tried to find something very similar with the half cotton yarn and half acrylic in the local stores in Australia as I moved here. So the one I found, I'll show you right now. The closest yarn I found is Annette Erickson. It's a skein of 50 grams and it has 55% cotton like this yarn, but instead of acrylic it has 45% polyester, which is also fine. I also like this yarn. So one disadvantage I find is that the colors and shades are really limited, so that's why I was actually lucky to find this light green like neon color, which I'm going to use in this tutorial. Recently, I've discovered one more half cotton yarn here in Australia, half cotton, half acrylic, Vera Moda Beetle, but the thread is much thicker. Well, if you want your project to look bigger, then you can go for this yarn. And the skein is also 50 grams. Like this is also 50 grams. Probably it will be really like yarn consuming to use it. So yeah, that's why we will go today for Annette Erickson. However, I also feel like this yarn is slightly thicker than this one. Additionally, you will need the buttons. Well, here I have different diameters. This is the idea behind it. So to have the black button and bigger blue one for eyes, and smaller out of all of them, blue for the belly. So here I have the same diameter of 0.8 millimeters, yeah, and this one was 10 millimeters and this one 12, and unfortunately I didn't find 10, so I have now 12 and 13 or 14, 13, yeah. We will need two types of needle, the one that we'll be using for sewing the parts together, right, and the one thin one for the regular thread, because we'll need to sew the eyes. That's why I have yellow color and black. My main hook for this project is 3 millimeters, and you can just do all with 3 millimeters hook, and the mini project and the big one and all parts. But I will be switching for number 2 for here and the bow, just to try to make them stiffer, but it's not necessary at all. Definitely you will need scissors, hollow fiber filler or toy filler, and if you wish it to be your keychain, so you can go either for this one or this one, or the one you have or the one you like. So now it's time to finally begin our tutorial of making the hat. I forgot to mention that we need a stitch marker. Okay, and we will start with the magic circle. This one we don't count, and now we are going to crochet 6. Single crochet 1, 2, 3. We pull it all together, and we're going to lock it with a slip stitch. And let's pull it tighter. Now we are going to increase 6 times, so in each stitch we're going to crochet 2 stitches, and it's not our first one, this is the first one. So we crochet 2 in 1, and we do it till the end. So we'll finish the second row with 12 stitches. Next row we're also going to increase, so we'll have 1 single crochet in 1 and increase in each second one. Okay, so 1 in 1, 2 in 1, and like this till the end. So we'll have 18 stitches at the end. So now we have 18, and in this row we are not going to change anything. We'll just repeat 18 single crochet stitches with no changes, without increase. Now we are going to increase again, so it will be 2 single crochet increase, 2 single crochet increase, right, so 6 times. So we have 1, 2, increase, again 1, 2, increase, till the end. We ended this row with 24 stitches. In this row we are going to repeat 24 with no changes. So just we crochet single crochet stitches till the end with no changes, 24 stitches. This row we're going to increase, so 3 single crochet, 1 in 1, 1 in 1, 1 in 1, increase, again 3 times single crochet, increase. This row you ended with 30 stitches. In this row we're going to increase 4 times 4 single crochet, we crochet, and then we increase. Again, one and one, one and one, one and one, one and one, increase. Continue in the same way. I also would like to say that this crump out of this yarn will be slightly bigger because the yarn is thicker. So if you're aiming to get a small result, right, so you just need to take a thinner yarn. So here, if we look at it, it's like around 10.5 centimeters with a bow without counting the hair. It's pretty much cool size. Like, it can be a doll of a doll. Like, I make Bly's dolls. It also can fit the Bly's doll, especially if you crochet it with slightly thinner yarn, right? But if you're aiming for bigger results, so you don't even need to change the count of the stitches, you just take a thicker, slightly thicker yarn, and you can even take a bigger hook, but I go for the same number 3. So let's continue. Our job here is to crochet. Now we have 36 stitches in a row, and we need to repeat 36 3 rows. So we'll make 1 row, second and third with no changes. Our single crochet stitches, 3 rows or 3 rounds, and let's meet later. This is what we have so far, and starting this row we are going to decrease in each row, but we'll go for invisible decrease. This one I would prefer. Now we are going to crochet 4 single crochet stitches, 1 2 3 4, and invisible decrease. So instead of just skipping one, we are going to take half loop from here and half loop from here, and through these half loops we are going to make our loop and connect in one single crochet. So again, 4, 1 and 1, 1 and 1, 1 and 1, 1 and 1, decrease until the end. This row is also about decrease. Now we're going to decrease after 3 single crochet stitches. So just crochet 1 2 3 and invisible decrease, and the same way till the end of this row. 1 2 3, in the same way we're going to decrease again, but this time after 2 single crochet decrease. Okay, so each time we are making our each next row 6 stitches less. Here we are going to decrease again, so we have 1 single crochet, invisible decrease, also till the end of the row. Well, I prefer invisible decrease, especially if the yarn is thicker and the hook is not really thin, so to avoid or prevent any big spaces, visible ones. But if the yarn is thinner, like the ones I was using, I can just go for simple decrease. Yeah, but here I prefer invisible decrease. So again, we crochet till the end, 1 single crochet, decrease. Now it's time to stuff the head. we'll stuff it well. I usually use a crochet hook to do so, and my fingers. So at this stage, you need to decide whether you want it to be a head as a keychain or back charm, or you want also to make a body. So I haven't decided yet, so just will lock this last loop, and I will leave it this way at the moment. So you can see that the head size is slightly bigger. I could say wider. Maybe I also stuffed it a little bit more. So yeah, as we talked about it, but the yarn for the bow and for the hair will be the same I was using for this mini version, and the same I was using for a big version. So now we're going to make hair out of the yellow color, so let's continue. One more beauty of this pattern is that here will be one piece, so we're not going to crochet each single line of hair separately, cut and sew, and again and again and again. Here we have 5, by the way. It will be all one piece. Since the head is slightly bigger than the one I had, so I'm not going to switch to smaller hook. It will be still the same, number 3. And now we're going to make a chain of 7. So let's make our first loop. We don't need long end here, so just keep it short. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what happens next? In the next half loop, we are going to crochet 2 single crochet in 1. This approach is slightly different to the one that I was using with the bigger scrump, so you can just choose anything you like. Now just 1 single crochet, and the rest 4 will be slip stitches. Don't make it too tight, especially with slip stitches. We don't cut, we continue the chain of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Our first half loop will be always increase, so 2 single crochet in this half. Then we continue with 3 single crochet stitches. Actually it can be 2, 3 or 4. It's just like, because they need to be different, so that's why I was improvising. So for example, and look, now we have 5 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but the last 1/5 will be always left alone. We're not going to crochet, so we have 5 left, but we only will make 4 slip stitches. 1, 2, 4. Okay, this is like the one from the base. Now chain 9. And again increase. Here we also can make as many as we wish. Let's make it 4. No, let's make it 3. Yeah. And here we have 1, 2, well, as many as left, -1, because the last one we're not going to crochet in it. Now we'll make chain of 13. It will be the longest. 1, 2, 3, 4. As usual, increase, and we'll crochet 4. We continue with 6 slip stitches, and now we're going to crochet again chain of 9. It will be the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Increase. We'll make 2 and we will crochet yeah, the rest -1 of slip stitches. So we are done. If you want, you can add more hair or make it longer or shorter. So it's a bit curly. It's fine. You know, for the longer one I was ironing it, but for shorter it's fine because the bow will fix it. So I'll just keep it the way it is. And now we're going to sew it to the head. So the idea here is just to sew it in the like in a circle. So from the bigger one we'll move to the smaller. It can be random places because anyway it will not be visible, so the most important should be like in the middle. So we can so no worries here, everything will do the job. I'll just finish with a knot. I never leave my work unnoted, so yeah. And we will hide it in the middle. So even if you have decided to leave it as a head, still I think it's easier to manipulate once this hole is still open, because we're going to have like many threads and it's like easier to you know, to control them and to hold it. So our hair is ready. This long one is so funny. So this will be my front, as I'm choosing the front based on the hair, and it looks cuter from this side. Yeah. Okay, so next step is we are going to crochet a bow. Here it is. So take our magenta yarn, and I'm now thinking whether to make 3 rows or 4. Well, it depends. I will measure, because originally in my pattern I'm making 3, but as this head is slightly bigger, I will check whether to keep it 3 or 4. In the original pattern I made a chain of 22, but here I'll make 24 because the head is slightly bigger. So just a regular chain of 24. So we're going to lock it with a slip stitch. We will make chain of 1 for the height of this row, and we simply crochet 24 into halves, single crochet stitches. Make sure that your chain is not twisted. Okay, I finished here, and we will also lock it with a slip stitch, and again 1 chain for the height. So let's make 2 more rounds of 24 and see whether we need 1 more or not. Well, I've decided to keep it 3 rounds, and we choose the front, and I cut and left a long end because we're going to sew the bow a lot. It's important to choose where is our front, so we did it based on the hair, and place these closing rows in the middle behind. So we're going to fix our bow by sewing. A little bit far I can go back. Well, we can also hide this one as it's annoying, so I'll just like use the needle, so I'll just pass it. Got it. Now the idea is to pass this thread to the other side. Like here, tentatively we have 5 or 5.5 stitches, and here we also need to count 5. So for sewing, we'll be using the distance of 2 stitches. And here we also need to sew the base of the bow to the head. The most important is to keep everything symmetrical, so always check, adjust if needed. Okay, now our task is to kind of lock the hair inside, so it should be in between. So we are going to make several times we'll go up. Plus minus 1 row is not really critical, but of course we'll try to make it symmetrical. Again. Right, so we reached the top. What is important now, it's to shape our bow to the base. So you need to have enough thread to make 2 rounds like this. 1, so you can adjust a little bit. We have 2 from one side, and we'll do 2 from the other. Sew it more to the base to reach the other side. And also the same way. So I just want to make a knot. This is what we have so far. Well, you can just reshape the head a little bit. The bow is fixed very well. You can adjust the hair. For a bigger version, I was also crocheting a rectangle of magenta yarn and sewing to the front, but for smaller I feel like there's no need. It's cute the way it is, and anyway it's a ragdoll. Yeah, I think it's nice. And now it's time for eyes. So yeah, I'm very happy actually that my buttons happen to be slightly bigger than the ones for the previous small scrump. As the head is also slightly bigger, so I'll start with the black one and I will use the yellow thread. So I think it's cuter when the buttons are on a big distance between each other, and yeah, so somewhere here. Well, we can even insert the needle from here, and because I left the end, so it just like I will then make a knot out of 2 halves of the thread. So this is what I meant, that I will take this out. I will make a knot and simply pass it inside. So here I've sewn the second eye with the black thread, and you see the lines not like crisscross. To make the mouth, we'll start with black yarn first, and I chose thinner black yarn I have. I don't remember the brand name. It's just thinner. So we'll make the crooked mouth with the black yarn first. Well, I start like 2 rounds below the button and like slightly behind it. It's just more like how it feels right on the face and somewhere here. So we need to have yarn long enough to then make a knot with this side. So more or less it's like this. So here I have like 3 or 4 stitches. Well, it depends what is the distance between the eyes, so to make it again symmetrical. So now I will just cut this one. I chose the same Alize Cotton Gold, the same yarn, but anyway it's thicker than the thin black. I don't go till like here. I go like one stitch to the side. Right, this is what we have so far. I think it's really cute. So both are nice, and as you see both colors are cute, and actually the difference in size is really like really small. If you wish to leave it this way and keep it like this, it's a good idea, and all you need is just to decrease 6 times, but better with the smaller hook and invisible decreases, so don't have any holes here, and your scrum head is all done. If you wish to continue and make a full body scrump, so you can find the PDF in my Etsy store with a 20% discount if you use promo code SCRUMP20. Promo code SCRUMP20 also works for big version of this ragdoll. And if you like this free tutorial, don't forget to put like, subscribe if you haven't done it yet, and many more videos are yet to come. Bye bye.